today we have an Olympus mystery camera. Okay, now as you can tell from the title of the video, it's not really a mystery. We're looking at the Olympus Pen F. So it comes in this leather case. Let's open it up. Let's see what we have. Here we are. As you can see, it might have been a mystery all along. We're looking at the original Pen F. This is the one from the 1960s. It is a film camera. And I'll talk about how it compares with the new one in a bit. Okay, let's quickly have a look at its features. Comes in this really nice leather case. Now obviously not all of them have this leather case, and it's kind of stuck on there really good. It's a very snug fit, but it does come off. And if you smell it, it does smell of really good leather, so it would pass the sniff test. Although if you look in the inside, it does look a little bit nasty, but what can you do? It's from the 1960s. This looks in pretty good condition, and the smell, honestly, it's just that old nice leather smell, which I don't know, you either love it or you don't. Back to the camera itself. On the front you've got this beautiful lens cap. It's got the Gothic F like it has over here. Can't really tell if it's metal or plastic. I think it's metal, but it's kind of lightweight, so who knows. On the front you've got this UV protector. It protects the front element. I'm not sure what else it does, to be honest. It doesn't really prevent flare or anything like that. Okay, then you've got the lens. It's a 38mm f1.8 lens. It's very sharp. What I find kind of unusual is that the aperture ring is at the very end, the silver ring just there, and the focusing ring is further back. I'm used to it when it's the other way around. On Nikon, the aperture ring is on the end and the focusing bit is like further out, but this is the other way around. Not really a problem, you know, you can get used to that quite easily. Okay, this is a no frills camera. It doesn't even have a light meter, so what you need to do is you need to familiarize yourself with the Sunny 16 rule. Okay, and what that means is if you've got an ISO 50 film inside of here and it's sunny outside, what you do is you set your shutter speed, which is this dial here. It goes from 1 second to 500th of a second. Also has a bulb mode. Bulb mode, if you don't know, is you put it on bulb mode, you give it a quick wind like that. It takes 2, and it's going to remain open for as long as you have your finger down on the shutter. Okay, like that. Anyway, it goes from 1 second to 500th of a second with the bulb mode as well. And in addition, it's got that little screw thing there, so you can add like one of those things to take a picture without actually touching it, which is quite cool. But I don't have one of those. I've just got the camera itself. Okay. Anyway, like I was saying, the Sunny 16 rule. What you do, ISO 50, I should say. You'd have it on 1/50th of a second and f16, and the exposure is perfect. If it goes a little bit darker, what you do is you move it to f11. That gives you like one more stop of light, you know, and then you can go to, after that, f8, f5.6. The darker you go, of course, you can go here as well. If you're starting off at 1/50th of a second, or 1/60th in this case, you can go to 1/30th or 1/15th or 1/8th, and again those will give you an extra stop of light right there. Okay, so you just have to be quite used to that. If you're not very confident in that, you can get yourself a light meter, and if you don't want to get yourself a light meter, because they do cost about 80 quid, you can use a digital camera and, you know, set the ISO settings and see what, you know, values it gives you and work around that. You know, so there's various ways you can work around not having a light meter. The advantage of not having a light meter is you're never going to be out of batteries. You know, you're always, you know, ready to go so long as you got film to shoot. And it is a pleasure, right? The tactile pleasure is amazing. It just feels really, really nice. It's a solid camera. So, you know, plus points on that. And, you know, just to give you an indication of how solid it is, if I open it up, and the way you do that is you just lift this up and it opens, right? I was quite surprised when I noticed there's no foam sealing around the actual thing. Now, something like Nikon uses like foam. What that does is it seals against light. This has got a little bit around here, okay, but none around the edges here. And the reason it doesn't is because, you know, you got like these grooves, so the metal actually interlocks in place. And I think that's pretty cool, because that way you're not going to have foam which is going to disintegrate over time. It does have a little bit, but, you know, you don't have to replace a hell of a lot of the foam, which is, it's a pretty cool feature. It makes it just sort of more, you know, like resilient to the elements kind of thing. Okay. Besides that, it shoots half frame. Okay, so let me open up the back again so you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like that. Okay, can you see that? That is the half frame that opens up. Okay, so let's just... Okay. Okay, let's put it on bulb mode so that you can see it's opened. Okay, that's how much that opens up. Now that exposes half a frame, so if you've got a 36 roll film, you're going to get 72 exposures. If you've got a 24 roll film, you're going to get 48. And yeah, you don't get like, you know, the full frame, but what it does allow you to do, it allows you to storyboard. It is quite nifty. Now, in comparison with the modern one is a micro four thirds. Now that isn't a half frame, that's more like a quarter frame, but it has the same kind of ethos and the same kind of styling. Personally, I think this one is, you know, you shoot with this, you don't want to shoot with the modern stuff. It's nicer. The other thing it has is it's got this, it's probably very, very hard to see. You can sort of see it there. It's got, you know, depth of field preview, which is really cool. You know, that is a very often sort of underused feature on SLRs. I know a lot of people with modern SLRs don't even know what that's for. That's basically just to make sure that, you know, you're not too shallow in your depth of field. The fashion today is to blur out absolutely everything, and then what happens is they take a group picture of people, and you have like one person in focus and everyone forwards and backwards out of focus. The depth of field preview makes sure that you've got like an appropriate f-stop to make sure everyone's in focus. It's a really nice touch. Overall, I like the camera. I think it's stellar. You know, the only thing that you've got to be wary of is it doesn't have a hot shoe. It does have a PC sync port for flash, but these things aren't particularly reliable anyway. So if you're going to shoot this indoors, use an appropriate film, like a ISO 1600 film or something. Yeah, just a really nice camera. Anyway, thank you for watching, and goodbye. Then you've got this UV protector. Oh, the battery's exhausted. Shit.